Yo, 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 Jake Talk, Josh and Johnny boy here. What's up, Josh?
What is going on? How you doing, John?
I'm doing well, my man. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about what it takes to be a great coach. What you should be looking for in your coaches, and we're just gonna go off of that. Start off with coaches that I've dealt with in my past. Because even coaches have coaches and mentors that they've worked with. Talk about different clients I've had, and how I've evolved as a coach. I remember when I first started training people, man, I was just learning the game, and I was operating in a way that wasn't wasn't very smart, in the beginning. So we're going to talk about some funny experiences I've had with clients and just how I've grown as a trainer, and the same with you, sir.
Cool. Let's hear something.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. Oh man, I remember when the first client I had. I remember it was a super overweight guy, and he was starting from a place where he had never lifted before. He had never eaten a clean meal. I remember asking this guy, like, how much water do you drink? And he's like, I don't drink water. Like, he had such bad habits. And when I first started training, when I first started training people, I thought that everyone should have the same discipline as me, right? Someone who's been working out for 10 years. I thought if someone doesn't have the same discipline as me, they're just a lazy fuck, pretty much, right? And I'd be super hard on them. Like, I remember I pushed him in the workouts until he was throwing up every single workout. If he told me, I was like, all right, it's time to cook all your own meals, right? He went from eating fast food every single day, drinking soda, eating candy and snacks all day. And I was like, all right, you got to cut out all of that starting today, not even tomorrow. You're going to start right now. Go into your fridge, go into your pantry, throw away all the junk, drink a gallon of water starting today. And I just went into this guy, and he did not respond well. He actually quit on me, like maybe 3 weeks in. He started bailing on workouts. Like I'd have a scheduled time with him. All right, meet me at the gym we meet at the gym super early too. Meet me at the gym at 6 a.m. This guy slept in every day. Meet me at the gym at 6 a.m. Don't be late, right? Then he started saying, oh, I got something came up, I got to reschedule for tomorrow. And then that started turning into him doing no-shows and things of that nature. So, that was my biggest mistake in the beginning, is I never tailored the way I was coaching to where people start at different levels. And he was a beginner, newbie, no discipline at all. And I was training him like a professional athlete, right? And he did not respond well to that. And it's definitely something that I learned from, because, a good coach is able to, you got to give your client a proper assessment. If your coach is not assessing you and he's just giving you almost a cookie cutter approach where he's going to train everyone the same exact way, he's going to give everyone the same thing in the beginning, then that's not a coach, because you got to identify what people's weaknesses are, where their starting points are, how to properly put together a program that they can slowly increase and follow so they can get to where you need them to be. Right. But I was just getting right into this guy, and I regret that, man. We're still friends to this day. And, he reaches out to me every now and then, and I'm just like thinking like, damn, I wish I could go back and switch it up. Right. Cause I mean, straight up, he's still in bad shape. And hey, I feel like I could have helped him a little bit better if I knew what I knew now, being way
No,
further
I
along
want you
my
to
coaching
smoke all
journey.
that, because like I said, I kept a little for later.
Muted. Leanna, you just got muted, young lady.
Oh, shit.
Damn. All right. We're back into it, though. What about you, sir? You have any? What's your first client like? What's your first bad experience?
Very similar experience. I was a trainer at 24 Hour Fitness. This had to be 2008, 12 years ago. And I remember this girl came in, and I had been training myself for a long time. Like, obviously, I've been lifting, I've been doing my own workouts, like I have my own style. So I'm like, oh, all right, cool. So I moved down to San Diego, and I started training down here. And one of my first clients was this girl. She was really overweight. She was like maybe 5'2", 220 pounds. And her husband came in, and they were going to do 30-minute sessions. That's it, just 30-minute sessions. So I'm like, all right. So I'm going to put this girl through a great workout in 30 minutes. Like, right. We only have 30 minutes, so I got to push her hard. So I remember, okay, she wants to lose weight. Okay, we're just gonna do all the crazy high intensity stuff. So I got her on a treadmill, had her like walking, jogging a little bit, probably something that she's never done. And I
Right.
remember I put her through like some lunges, some walking lunges. We had this big like group class area where I would just have her do lunges and like some squats and some push-ups. And then we went upstairs to where the weight room was, and I could tell that she was starting to slow down. Like we had done a lot already, even though we only did a couple sets. So I had her doing like this bicep curl. I'll never forget it, man. She's just doing a bicep curl. She's like, oh, I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like this is how it always feels. Like just gotta push through it.
Mhm.
So she's doing these curls, and then she's like, she stops. She's like, I don't feel so good. And she gets up and she starts running away and puts her hands on her mouth and projectile vomiting all over the gym.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for her. And like I remember looking at the chunks on the floor. There was like apple chunks in there.
Yeah.
She comes up. She like washes her face up. She goes in the bathroom for a few minutes. She comes back and she's like, I'm ready to keep going. And I was like, okay, let's keep going.
Didn't take that as you didn't listen to that sign. You went right back into training.
I went right back into it. And after those 30 minutes, I was like, yeah, you did great. Like, great workout. And like, she's like, yeah. I was like, so I'll see you on Thursday, right? She's like, yeah, I'll see you on Thursday. Never heard from her again.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, I would just push people so hard. And in the beginning also, I was just more of a rep counter. I felt like, I was training people and I would just count their reps. Like I'd be like, all right, we're going to go super hard. And that was my whole thing, man. I would just train people super hard. And that's just being that's just being like a trainer, counting reps, all right, go to 10, Becky, go to 15 reps. All right, superset with this. All right, slow down the reps. All right. But I wasn't really coaching, like really teaching good technique. I wasn't even sitting down with people and talking about their goals. Like I didn't understand about goal setting with a client and how important that is to reach where they want to go. Right? I would just be focused on that hour workout, that 45 minutes we were together. And besides that, I would have little to no communication with my people. It was just like, all right, just show up to the workout. And that was my job, right? You're paying me for the hour and that's it. Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing with me. Like at least your first several years of training, you're learning so much. Like, there's so much going through your head as far as like, oh, how do I train this person? Like, how do I motivate them to come in? Like these things, it's like your first year of training. It's like, it's not even about the training. Like you have to really focus on understanding human behavior. And when I was first coaching, I knew nothing about that. Like I knew nothing about setting goals. I knew nothing about like how to help someone who's 220 pounds lose weight, because I've never been there. Like I've never been 220. Like I've never had to lose 50, 60, 70 pounds. So the communication and the psychology was way different. I'm like I remember I was like 18 and everybody's like, oh, you should be a trainer. You should be a trainer. And I was like, yeah, I should be a trainer. Like I know how to work out. And it's like, it's funny because training is like 10% the actual workout, maybe even less. It's all psychological training, all behavior training. And that's the hard part. Like how many times have you tried to get somebody in the gym and get them to work out? It's hard. It's hard getting somebody to come in and be put through a workout that's challenging. Maybe it's a little bit hard. Maybe it's they're in an environment that makes them intimidated or insecure. It's like, how do you motivate somebody's like mindset to move through those motions? It's like anybody can do a bicep curl or a lunge. You can go online for free for that. But people, I don't realize that people hire you for other things. It's like they don't just want the workout; they need the whole thing. It's like you're their therapist. You need to learn how to motivate them. Everybody's got different motivational things. Like some people need to be yelled at. Some people need to be babied. Like that's just how it is. Like and figuring out what works best is a skill that needs to be learned.
Yeah, 100%. It's a skill, and then you start learning just about all the different personality types out there. Right? Like you said, some people like to be pushed real hard. Some people want to be babied a little bit. Some people you need to be in more contact with outside of the session. Some people really don't really like to be contacted that much outside of the sessions. Now, I've clients where we're talking on the phone, which I love, and we're talking on the phone for 30, 45 minutes about a lot of different things. Right? And then I have some people where I don't even really have to contact them, maybe one check-in a week. And that's how they stay motivated, right? it's a little bit different from person to person. You know, you start learning about what drives people, you know, their core values as to why they want to get into shape, right? It's bigger than just losing 10 pounds, right? Oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to get a six pack. How would your life improve if you lost 10 pounds? How would your life improve if you got in better shape? What does that person think and do who's in better shape? Like that version of you, why is that important to you to get into that kind of shape? And a real coach finds out those things, why they want to get better for themselves, and they're able to hone in on those things and develop a plan that's going to get them closer. It's bigger than just getting into shape. It's always bigger than that for everyone that's lifting weights, right? If I told you that the only reason why I lift weights is to have a six pack and be able to run fast, that's shallow. Those are shallow goals, right? It goes way deeper than that. And a true coach is able to find that.
Yeah, and that's the hard part, because every coaching certification that you get, every personal training certification, like I've got 3 over there in the corner, and none of them go over human behavior. None of them. They go over, okay, how to correct somebody's balance and improper posture. Like nobody cares about that stuff. Like people want to feel better. People want to perform better. People want to like be able to keep up with their kids and, you know, not die of diabetes. And like maybe their mom just died of diabetes and they're like, oh my God, they're all stressed out now. You know, like it doesn't say anything about that. Like how to encourage, how to motivate, how to help people with different psychological issues, bulimia, you know, anything like anorexia or being obese, and you know, all the psychological things that come along with that. And that's the problem with personal training certifications. It's like there's only so much you can learn about the exercise. Like the exercise is really easy. It's like there's 5 steps to a perfect squat. Okay, great, and how to do it properly, and different rep ranges, and power and balance and explosiveness.
Yeah, these.
You know, if you can't get that person in the gym and get them excited and motivated, all that stuff needs jack diddly squat, and it doesn't do anything to help the client. So that's where I think a lot of personal trainers get a bad rap, because they get screwed. They don't learn the right things. Like I think that in order to be a personal trainer, you have to take a behavioral coaching class first. Like screw the exercises. Who cares about the exercises? That just doesn't matter. It's like learn about behavior stuff first, and then maybe like the next certification can be about, okay, here's the actual exercise stuff that you're probably going to need to know, like so that you don't hurt your client. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So a great coach is not, it's not a rep counter. All right. Great coach is what are you able to get your clients to do the other 23 hours that they're not with you?
Seriously.
Right. What are you able to get them to do for themselves the other 23 hours when you're not just, you know, telling them to do reps and do exercise, right? That's what's important. That hour in the gym is just like you said, it's like 5% of everything, right? That workout is nothing compared to things that like your mindset, right? Your mental health, you being consistent with your nutrition, you actually being happy with yourself and your progress. How many clients have you had where, you know, you give them a measurement, you give them their measurement, you measure their body fat, and they lose just a little bit, and they're actually like sad about it.
Right, they're bummed out.
Oh man, I only lost 2 inches, or oh man, I only lost 5 pounds of fat, or whatever it is, and they're not happy because they've been so hard on themselves their whole entire life that even a little bit of progress is not good enough for them. And they beat themselves up over making progress. Right. And a good coach is able to, you know, explain to them how far they've come, right? Explain to them that, look, this is a journey, right? You're learning a lot about yourself. You're developing new habits, and any progress is good progress, right? You got to change a lot of the it's the mindset behind it that a true coach is able to, you know, make sure their client sees. It's all about the mentality.
Right. I remember at 24 Hour Fitness, I had a great fitness manager, and I was getting like my 3rd certification, and I had been training myself for 5-6 years, and I'm like, oh man, I'm set. I'm going to be crushing it. You know, I'm going through college. I'm going to be making money. You know, I'm going to be killing it. And I couldn't keep my clients. because I didn't understand how to keep them motivated. Like I was studying like behavioral stuff, and I remember just picking up some books on behavior. Like one of the first ones I read was Motivational Interviewing. It's a good one about psychology of how to motivate somebody. And that book like totally changed my coaching. Right, I was like, whoa, like this is the gold. Like this is the stuff right here. And I remember reading a section and then practicing on a client, and they would like all of a sudden it would open up these new things in their head, and they're like, oh, okay. And they would want to come back to training. And I would read a little bit more, and I would ask my clients like what I learned, and I'll practice that. And now all of a sudden I was getting 2, 3, 4, 5 clients, and they were sticking around and they were enjoying it. And I was like, wow. I was like, it's not even about the exercise. It's not even about being a trainer. It's about almost like being a psychological trainer.
Right.
That was a really fun. That was a good transition, but that took a couple of years to understand. Like your first several years, you're really understanding what makes Susie versus Joe versus Kevin versus Michaela. Like what is going to motivate these people? And through experience, you only know. You can't read a book. You can never read a book and just know everything. You have to trial and error. And
yeah, I was gonna say it. I remember when I first started training, I thought, all right, well, since I'm in shape and I'm really strong and I look good, that's the credibility I need to be a great coach. Right. Like I used to almost see other trainers in the gym who, I was training at World's Gym, or I was coaching at World's Gym, and I would see some trainers that I didn't feel like they were in that great of shape, but they had way more clients than me. Right. And I'd be like, well, this guy's not even in as good a shape as me. And I thought like, that is what made a great coach, is like, I just have to be buff. I just got to be fast. I just have to be strong. Right. Rather than what can I offer my clients. Right. So I had to change my mindset to, walking the walk is super important as a coach. Right. How am I going to tell one of my clients to care about those things, and I'm not doing it myself. Right. But at the same time, it's about what can I do for my clients? How can I motivate them to continue to get to their goals versus me just being in crazy shape myself? Right. How can I get them to adopt some of those values that I have? Right. And that was a big mind switch for me as I started getting more experience.
Yeah. There's a lot of like in San Diego, there are so many personal trainers, like a dime a dozen. Because I think the turnover rate is 90% of trainers will quit within their first year because they realize it's way harder than they anticipated. They're thinking, oh, I'm going to charge $60 an hour and I'm going to get a bunch of clients because I look good and I know how to train people. And then they realize that after a year of having crappy results with their clients and their clients don't even like them, they're like, oh my God, this is way harder than I thought. Like this is not training. It's now I have to work with 20 different people with 20 different personalities and 20 different psychological issues and 20 different families and 20 different jobs.
And you're using a one-size-fits-all approach.
Yeah. And then I remember we had this one trainer at my gym at 24 Hour Fitness, and he would just put every client do the same exact workout. Every client. But he had tons of clients because he was able to make that connection with them. And his clients saw results. Why? Because they were coming in 2-3 times a week to see this trainer who was putting them through a whatever workout, but they were consistent. So the results were better. It's like versus the guy who knows everything and is going to be like, all right, we're going to put you through a balance phase and then a strength phase, and then we're going to put you through some power. Okay, and that's how we're going to do it. No, it's about getting in the client's head and understanding, okay, how is Jessica, how does she need to be motivated today? What's her energy level at? How's her work situation today? Is she stressed out, or her kids bugging her today? Like, maybe if I ask her in the beginning of the session, hey, how's it looking today? Like, how are we feeling today? Like, what does it mean to be successful today? Like, how can I make you leave here within an hour and get you feeling great? Like, you got to ask questions. So asking questions is great. Like I used to never ask questions. I used to think that I knew all the answers without even asking questions. Like, oh, I know everything. Oh, I know what you're going through. Yeah, I know how you feel. No, I don't.
Right.
No, I don't. I don't know any of that stuff. Like, I don't know what you're thinking right now, Josh. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm thinking. Let's be real. How am I supposed to know what so-and-so is feeling after a whole hard day of work? Maybe they're fighting with somebody, or maybe they're in a bad mood. Like, how do you motivate that person? You ask them,
Right.
ask questions, you communicate, you have better communications with your client. It's not just like, all right, we're going to get you on a treadmill today and we're going to do this. Nobody wants that. People want to be coached in a better way. So coaching is definitely a lot more in depth than what people think. I love it when we get clients who come in and they're like, oh, well, you're just a trainer. You just have to count reps. I'm like, you don't know You don't know anything about what I do, my man. You know nothing about what it takes to be a good coach.
Yeah. The whole communication thing you're talking about was big for me. Just like most of my first sessions with people are most of the time it's just talking. All right, we're doing a few exercises and we're getting to know each other. I'm getting to know him or her, and they're also getting to know me, right? And we're developing a relationship versus they're just coming in and I'm telling them to do, all right, you're gonna do 5 squats and you're gonna go do a side shuffle down there, and then in between sets just rest, and we're not talking, right? I ask, how do you feel? What do you got going on for the day, right? We communicate with each other, and I start learning who they are as people, what drives them, right? How to ruffle their feathers a little bit to get more out of them, right? Because a good coach it's not just gonna be all right, good job, Johnny, you're doing a great job, high five, blah, blah. A coach is gonna push you. They know how to take you past some of those mental barriers that you have, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of you hire a coach, is because you want them to help you push past barriers that you couldn't get just by yourself, right? So that's huge. I love when I have a client that comes in and they think they can only do this much weight, and then we talk about something, right? I figure out what motivates them and we hone in on that, and then they just blow that weight out of the water. They hit a PR, they run way faster than they've ever ran before. Those kind of breakthroughs is the reason why I got into coaching. I didn't want to just count reps. I wanted people to get stronger mentally, right? And take themselves further than they've ever pushed themselves before, right? And that's why I got into coaching.
Right. Coaching is so much fun because there's so many things going on. It keeps you so mentally in tune with you got to be mentally in tune, man. You got to know what you're doing in order to motivate somebody. You got to understand. You got to ask the right questions. You got to remember things about everybody. Like of all the 100 members in the gym, like you and I know pretty much everything about their lives. Like we know what motivates each person. We know what's going to demotivate them. We know like when they walk into the door, you can tell whether they're having a good day or not. Like, and that just comes from experience and knowing the person and be like, hey, you feeling okay today? Let's kick some butt, man. Don't even worry about that. Let's just go out your intensity for today, and then we'll just make you feel great. And then, a couple minutes later, 10, 15 minutes later, they're feeling better. They're feeling a lot more energetic. And you're like, all right, that's when the real coaching. All right, let's hit this weight. Like, all right, And then they leave like an hour later and they're like, oh my God, I feel great.
Yeah, they reach out to you.
Right? Came in the worst mood and now I'm feeling great. Now I'm loving it. Thank you. That was an amazing workout. Exactly.
And also, a great coach is not gonna give up on you, right? Never is gonna give up on you. You're working out and you get into a little bit of a funk. Maybe you miss a couple of days. I mean, some of you miss a couple of weeks. Some of you miss months. And as coaches, we're still hitting you up, right? We're still hitting you up, trying to keep you motivated, trying to get you back in the gym, trying to get you to do things that are in your control. Like maybe you didn't have access to the gym, right? We're giving you something to do, whether it's, exercise at your house, body weight, if it's running, if it's honing in on your nutrition, right? There's always something a coach can provide for you to get closer to your goals, regardless of the situation that you're in, right?
I can't tell you how many times where somebody will be missing for like a week or 2 weeks, and I'll shoot them a text like, hey, I miss you in the sessions. And they're like, wow, I can't tell you how much that means to me. Like, that means so much that you reached out. And that's what we do. That's what coaches do. Like, we're in your ear. We want you to know we're thinking about you, because we are. Like, we invest our time in you, and we don't just do it for money. Like, we don't just do it to make a paycheck. No, we do it because we actually care about your results.
Right.
And like if you're training for the money, you're gonna quit within 30 days.
Mm.
Like you're gonna quit within the first 6 months. Let's be real. 6 months probably, and you'll be like, oh my god, this is just tough. Like it's tough to do this. Like how do I do this? Like you got to be passionate about the client. You have to understand that you're a part of their world. Like you're probably one of the biggest parts of your clients' lives at that point. Like they need to make big changes. They need it. They want it. Like somebody, like who knows what their circumstances are, but they're in a bad place and they want to feel better. And if you don't make them feel better, they'll find somebody else. So if you can make them feel better and change their world and challenge them just that right amount to where they're comfortable talking to you and they're comfortable coming in and being pushed, then you got that magic right there. You can have that magic with your client, and that's when you're gonna help that member grow for years.
Exactly.
Not just 6 months, but years. Like help them. Like you will change their life. Like I know it's such a cliche. Oh, we're changing lives, but truly, like you are changing lives, and it takes that dedication to your client, and that's what I didn't have in the beginning. I didn't understand that. I was like, I'm just training to get through college. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm not going to frustrate my whole life. And then I realized that these people I'm coaching, like I'm doing better service to them than a doctor ever will. Like people are coming off blood pressure medication, diabetes. They no longer have diabetes. They no longer are depressed. They no longer have low energy. Like you're changing their life, and that's what coaching is about. Getting in the client and helping them.
And you remember, like John, I'm sure you remember all the coaches you've had who have impacted you the most, right? And you don't really remember ones that didn't really impact you. You don't remember them at all. They're just like some Joe Smo that you had a consultation with once or twice. Right? I had this football coach when I was playing college football, is Coach Jordan, and he would always go the extra mile for me. Like I was so broke when I was in college, like so broke, like negative money in my bank account. And I remember for football season, I couldn't even afford cleats. Like I had like these old cleats, 2-3 years old, laces falling apart, cleats are falling apart. And he bought me cleats. He buys me cleats before our first game. He's like, hey, here, Josh, like I got you something. And he gives me a box and has cleats in it. And that meant so much to me. Just like, I mean, they weren't even expensive. They're probably like $30, $40 shoes or something like that. And it's like, man, that small gesture from my coach to go that just a little bit out of his way to make sure I was good as his player. Like he's looking out for me, right? He's my coach. And that I'm going to remember him forever, just from those little things, him going the extra mile for me. Yeah. Right. He knew exactly how to motivate me. Right. I'm always up for a challenge. Like he used to say this to me. I would make a great play, and he'd be like, "That's a great play, Josh, but you're still a bitch." And he would say that to me, like pretty much saying like, "Listen, like don't be satisfied with what you just did. Like you did a great job, but hey, I need more from you," pretty much. And that was like how he would voice that to me. He'd be like, hey, great play, but you got to step it up though. Like your team needs you to step up. And every time he would say that to me, it would get me fired up. And I'd be like, all right, I got to make a better play the next time. Like I'd never be satisfied with what I did, with what I did. Be happy with it, but hey, I got to bring more next time. And we just clicked right off the bat. Right? And I've had several coaches. Like I've been playing sports since I was a little kid. I've had several coaches. Ones where I'm like, damn, this coach never even led by example, right? He's telling me to do all these things, but I could tell he's got a lot of flaws in his own life that he's not addressing. I could honestly just be like, damn, like, how are you going to sit here and tell me to do this if, right, you're overweight, you're telling me to work out, you don't even lift, right? You don't eat healthy, you're just commanding me, right? You're not learning me as a player. And I remember my coaches who were great mentors for me, not just rep counters or telling me to remember plays, right? They actually helped me with developing my character as a man, right? They taught me discipline, right? They taught me how to improve my mindset. They taught me how to be a leader, right? They taught me how to overcome obstacles that I'm going to inevitably face in my life, for my entire life. I'm always going to be facing obstacles. And my great coaches have taught me how to get over those obstacles, right? And I'm going to remember that forever.
And that's important, is getting somebody comfortable to get in the gym and making them comfortable to work hard. Like that's important. Like your football coach, he knew what he knew what made you move. Like
Exactly.
he called you a little bitch. He knew
Yeah.
that would spark the fire in you.
Mhm.
You know, me, it's like the opposite. Like I don't do well with that negative. Me, I'm like I don't need to be baby, but I need to be told what I'm good at so I can focus on those good things.
Right.
Like if I'm being told that I'm being a little bitch, I'll be like, oh fuck it, whatever. I mean, I remember training with when I started training boxing and Muay Thai. I had been to several other boxing gyms a long time ago, like many years ago, like 10 years ago, and I just never clicked with me. Too many bros, too intimidated. Like I don't know how to fight. Like yeah, I was built, but I don't know how to throw a punch. I don't know anything about that. So you go to these gyms and you get these broed out guys who are like, you know, trying to one up you. I'm like, dude, I'm just like, that's not how I learn, man. I'm not gonna get more excited about coming in the gym because you're gonna punch me harder. Like that's not the way I do it. So I remember I met this guy, Rob, and he's like, hey, you should come do Muay Thai. I'm like, what's that? I mean, I don't even know what Muay Thai is. That sounds weird. And he's like, oh, it's like kickboxing and boxing, and it's like MMA almost. I'm like, yeah, no. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to one of those stupid gyms again. Bunch of bro-head meatheads, bunch of idiots with cauliflower ears, like broken noses, bunch of chumps. I'm like, no thanks. And he's like, no, you gotta come to this gym. It's different. I'm like, yeah, I've heard that before. So it took him like a couple months to convince me, but I finally went. And we went to this gym called Pacific Training Center, and I was super intimidated walking in because there was like these two guys, right? One guy's like got this shaved head with this rat ponytail sticking out, like his shirt's off, he's got tattoos all over his body. I'm like, oh no, this ain't going down. And this other guy had this like huge mohawk coming down his head, and he's like, they're all bigger than me, and I'm like, yeah, no. And I'm like, I'm not gonna like this.
This looks hardcore.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be terrible. I'm like, what am I doing? And like we start warming up, and like Eddie comes up. He's like, hey man, we're just gonna do the fundamentals, man. You're not gonna get to spar with anybody. You're not gonna do anything crazy. So don't stress out. Like let's just kind of have fun, make it fun, and you know, we'll see what you're good at, and we'll focus you on that. And I remember after that hour, I was so pumped up. I signed up for 3 months off the bat. And I was like, I'm committing to this because that's a different of coaching. Like versus the other coaches where they're like, oh, you should just get in the ring with this guy. Oh, he started a couple months ago, but just get in the ring with him anyway. See how you do. I'm like, no, I don't want to get punched in the head. I'm like, no. And then Eddie, the difference is Eddie's like, oh, no, you gotta wait several months before you can at least do like light sparring.
Yeah.
Like, oh thank God. I was like, I don't even want to do it. And that's what made me comfortable. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm not going to go on there bashing somebody's head on, or rather getting my head bashed on. I'm going to have a good time learning. So,
all right. And if that would have happened, you would have stopped going to the gym.
Right. No.
Right. So that goes back to a coach giving you an assessment. Right. They're like, all right, let's see how you move. Let's put you through the basics, learning the foundation of whatever you're doing, whether it's martial arts or lifting or running, whatever. Right. And then we're going to focus on those things and we're going to keep you in your comfort zone for now, and we're going to slowly give you more and more and hone in on the things that you're good at, and then find out those weaknesses. A coach has to give you an assessment. And I think there's so many trainers out here who aren't giving assessments. They're just giving cookie cutter programs. They're never sitting down and talking with you about your goals, right? They don't know any of your flaws, and they expect you just to be a master like they are, right? They expect you to have all the same I want everyone to have the same discipline as me, right? They need to eat the same way as me. They got to drink water like me. They got to train as hard as me, right? They never can mess up. They can never be inconsistent, right? And a coach, that's not the definition of a coach. Right?
No.
That's just unrealistic to set that kind of expectation on your clients. And I was doing that a lot in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, we all make those mistakes, and that's okay as long as you learn from them and grow. I mean, I've sat down with thousands. I mean, I'd say probably at least 5,000 people minimum, and 95% of them, when I sit down with them, I ask them, so how many other coaches have you had? Have you ever said, oh yeah, I've had this coach, that coach, this coach. I've done personal training. I'm like, great. So when they sit down with you and they ask you about your goals, like, how did that usually go? I'm like, oh well, I've never been sat down with. And I'm like, you've never been sat down with, like you and me, like we're sitting down together, I'm talking to you, we're going over goals. She's like, yeah, I've never had that. I was like, what? I was like, you've never sat down with your coach? He's like, nope. I'm like, that's why you've had 9 coaches and you saw no success.
Right.
I'm like, that's the coaching difference. Like, I'm sitting down with you. I'm not charging you for this hour. I'm just talking to you. I'm talking to you to get to know you, to see how I can help you, if I can help you. And that's where people are like blown away, like, wow, with like before even the first workout, this guy's sitting down with me and going over measurements and talking about nutrition and talking about goals. Like every single one of my clients who have been with me for 6, 7, 8 years are like, dude, it's the service.
Right.
Like I'm here for that service, that attention, that one-on-one service, even though you're doing group training. Like I see better results because I'm sitting down with my coach and going over measurements and going over progress and showing you how to work out properly. That's why our clients stick with us for so long. Like people are like, oh, I did this workout for a month and I did this gym for a month and I had a trainer for 3 months. I'm like, that's it? I'm like, man, these trainers must not have been able to make a connection with them. Because they're not sitting down with you. Right. They're not texting you. They're not measuring you. They're not going over fitness progress with you. They're not testing your strength.
And
they're doing nothing. They're the cookie cutter trainers that do nothing.
Yeah, and a lot of them are focusing just on the short term, right? The reason maybe they just you wanted to lose some body fat for a wedding, and your trainer is gonna give you what you need to be in shape to get in shape for something that's 2 months away, 3 months away. But what did they give you so you can continue to live a healthier lifestyle after that, right?
Nothing.
Tracking metrics, right? I wasn't tracking anything in the beginning. I would just keep it all up in my head, right? I knew their sets and reps in my head, right? I was not doing measurements. I wasn't talking about their goals, right? I had nothing to go back on and be like, all right, this was you 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. Now look where we are now. I have everything tracked. Look how much progress you've made, and celebrate the progress that they've made versus be like, all right, we're doing this weight this week. Okay, this week we're doing it this weight, right? Oh, when you ask them, when you sit down with a client, okay, when was the last time you were measured? And they say, I've never been measured before. Oh, when was the last time you've got your body fat tested? I've never had my body fat tested. Oh, how many push-ups can you do?
No idea.
No idea. How long have you been lifting? Oh, I've been going to the gym for 2-3 years now. I'm like, cool. How much can you squat?
10 pounds?
No, exactly. So that was a game changer. Just tracking metrics, and that's helped. And that right there has helped so many of my clients, right? Just having an actual physical, you can see what you're doing. You can see how far you've gone, and that keeps the client motivated too. Right?
Totally. And it's like, that was the biggest thing for when we started tracking metrics and numbers and strength and like measurements. That is what gets clients addicted to working out. If you're addicted to working out, your results are going to be phenomenal. So if we can make you get addicted to something, that like the feeling of progress, like, wow, I did 50 pounds more on my deadlift than 3 months ago. Like, holy cow, like that's a lot. When some people train for 10 years and they're squatting 10 pounds still. Like, no wonder you hate working out.
You haven't seen any progress.
It's so boring. You're just going through the motions. You're just going through the motions. They're not even listening to the coach anymore because they know they squat 10 pounds. They know they've been squatting 10 pounds for the past 3 years. So they just pick the 10 pounds and they do a boring workout and they never create a love for lifting. And then you compare that with our members in the gym. And they're like, wow, look what I did 3 months ago. Look what I did 6 months ago. Look what I did 3 weeks ago. Like, I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. It's not just about some stupid diet plan to get in your wedding shape. It's like that's what
goals are just shallow.
That's what every trainer focuses on now. Like the 6-week challenge, lose this amount of weight so you can get ready for this event. But then after the 6 weeks, we got to sign you up for another 6-week challenge afterwards because you're not quite at your goal. And then, we got to get you on a 3-week challenge. I'm like, no, it's not about those stupid challenges. It's about making a connection with the client, showing them that they're strong, showing them their power, showing them that they're a great mover. And then they're like, wow, I'm a great mover. Wow, I can lift some weight. And then they start telling people how much they're lifting and they get all excited and they get all like, oh, I can't wait to hit the gym next week. Like our clients love coming to the gym because they love getting those numbers. They love changing it up. They become
more performance driven, Right?
Right.
They want to be stronger. They want to be faster. They want to be more consistent. I don't know how many people. I can't tell you how many people I've coached where at first I'm like, all right, so let's plan on doing 2 sessions a week to start, and we do 2 sessions a week, and then they come to me, hey, I want to do 4. I want to do 3 sessions a week now. I want to do 4 sessions a week, right? And they ask you, how many clients have you had, John, where they go like, do you think I'd be able to do 2 a days? Like I'll do this workout, and then I'll try to do my own workout later and run. Right. And you're like, damn, like that gets you hyped up how they're excited to get better. Right.
Right.
So we have one thing, my goal as a coach is I'm not going to be your coach forever. I mean, some people I may be their coach forever. And I love having those long-term clients. Right. But we want to set you up for success to where I'm no longer your coach. You can still be successful. You're learning. Right? You're not just doing what I say. I'm teaching you things so you can operate on your own.
Right.
Right. So you can put together workouts on your own. So you know how to put together a solid nutrition plan on your own. Right. So you can have these habits that are going to take you outside. They're going to take you further where I don't have to be, keeping track or keeping up with you. Right. Like you want to be able to be self-sufficient when it comes to your fitness goals. And that's the main thing. Right. Like you want to learn so you can do it on your own.
Right. I had this girl came in maybe 5 years ago, brand new to lifting weights, never lifted weights before. And she trained with us for probably 3 years, and she moved to like Midwest or something like that. I don't know exactly where, but she texted me. I remember she texted me afterwards, and she's like, I want to let you know that I'm at the gym working out. I know my proper intensity. I'm tracking my weight. I'm seeing progress, and it's all because of everything that you coached me on, everything that you taught me on, how to track numbers, how to do proper form, how to stay consistent, like how to do different workouts on different days, how to hit different muscle groups on different days. She's like, now I know that for the rest of my life, I'll be set because of the knowledge and the tools that you gave me. And I'm like, I love that. Like that's why we do it. Like God forbid you move somewhere. God forbid you have to do your job changes. You can't come and train with us anymore. The goal is that you know how to train. You know how to train and do it yourself. Like my goal is not to train you for like you said, Josh. I don't want to train you for a lifetime if you don't want to. Like if you want to train with me for 6, 7, 8 years, like many of our members have, we'll always take you to that next level. Right. We'll always get you fitter. But if you move to China and now you have to work out on your own, I want you to be successful on your own. I want you to know what to do. And if you hire another trainer, I want your trainer to know that you had great coaching. I can't tell you how many people moved and they hired another coach and they're like, yeah, my coach said I'm like a master. Like I know everything. And he's like I knew more stuff than my coach. I'm like, dude, that's how it should be. Like I love that. Like that's what I want to hear. Like that success that's where you're at. That's where you have coaching success. That's where you know, all right, I'm on the right path. I'm doing something good as a coach. And then their next coach is like, oh, they better know their stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like the client is kind of like they've got the bar is set high for the next coach. Bar set way high, and they start realizing the things that a good coach should be asking. They realize the things that a good coach should be going over, and if they don't meet that standard, hey, you got to find yourself a different coach, right? Don't settle for less. I mean, I don't know how many. This is a different topic, but I don't know how many people I've sat down with, and we talk about the price of coaching, and if the price is too expensive, they're like, well, Joe Smo down the street is charging half the price. I'm going to go with them. And in my head, I'm thinking like, damn, like, when it comes to coaching, you don't want to give yourself a discount on the service. Right? Like imagine that, Joe Schmo's charging a third of the price or whatever it is. What kind of coaching is he offering? Is he just a rep counter, or is he going to be helping you for the long term? Right? Is he teaching you just how to count to 10? All right, go to is he teaching you how to count to 10 and that's it? Or is he teaching you how to develop the lifelong lasting habits? I said that weird. The life lasting habits, right? And that's what a good coach can teach you. I
love that one. Oh, you're so expensive. Like our gym isn't the cheapest gym. There are a lot of other group training gyms that charge like $100, and they just put you through a YouTube video workout where the trainer just looked on YouTube, did a workout, and they don't even talk to you. They don't text you. They're not measuring you. They're not sitting down setting goals. And then guess what? This person spends $1,200 over the course of the year, but they saw 0 results.
Right.
You just spent $1,200 on nothing. Like, and you're still the same shape. Like, that's what you get for cheap. Like, that's what you get for the Pinto. I'm the fucking Ferrari. I get you. Like, I'm going to set you up for success for your life. I'm not going to give you that 1968 Pinto. Like, if you want that trainer, go for it. You're not hurting my feelings. You're just hurting your own bank account, because when you hit me up a year from now and you tell me that you invested 200 hours, not only in money, but you spent your time and money. Your time is more important than money. Now you wasted your time getting knee pain because he's only doing partial squats with you.
Right.
And now you're $1,200 out. I'm like, enjoy. Peace.
Your trainer.
Oh, now you want to come back? Oh, okay. Now you want to spend more money. Got it.
You know, your trainer puts you on a, you know, he puts you on a 6-week shred where you go keto, and he had you lift super light weights, quarter reps.
Oh.
And now you got back pain. He taught you how to deadlift with a rounded back. You got back pain. You got knee pain. And you got shitty diet habits because he made you think that, you know, to lose body fat, you just got to cut your calories all the way in half. And that's what
right. And he's putting you through intense workouts while cutting your calories.
Exactly.
Stupid. Like all those weight loss gyms that are like, okay, we're going to cut you at 1,200 calories and you're going to go through 6 high intensity workouts. Like, you're stupid. Your client's not going to see the results that they want.
Right.
And like then they'll post like their success stories of like the 0.1% who actually get to their goal. And they're like, oh, wow. Like, look at this gym. They have all this success.
Right.
Yeah, but you didn't see the 900 other people who failed out. It's like it's a numbers game to them. They're going to get somebody who finally sees results versus you walk into our gym and there's like 15, 20 people in the gym and they're all masters of movement. They're all doing the great form. They all have great intensity. They're all lifting strong. You know, they're all great movers. And then you go to these other gyms and it's like you see half reps, quarter reps. You see the trainer just like on his microphone, like doing nothing. I'm like, oh, I would hate to be part of that gym. Like, no way. So it's like you get what you pay for. You know, you want to pay for that Pinto, enjoy. You want to pay for results, pay it. Right? Because that's not a payment, it's an investment.
It's an investment. And hey, I'm all in with my clients. Like, that's my thing. I'm all in. I'm going to give you everything I possibly have to get you to your results.
Right.
And if you're unsatisfied, which you will not be, right? Because I've been doing this for a while now, right? Worked with a lot of different people, and it all comes down to how I can find a way to get you to your goals, right? And everyone's path is different. You do not want a coach that's just going to give you a cookie cutter, right? 6-week challenge. You're going to hop on this diet that I just gave 10 other people the same one. We're going to do the same workouts. I gave everyone else the same workouts, right? And after it's all said and done, you're going to go back to what you were if you do see results, right? You're going to go back to what you were because they didn't teach you the behavioral changes that you need to adopt to become successful, right? They didn't teach you to change your mindset to be performance-based. They teach to show you that, hey, you should be motivated and excited to get stronger. Here, you're getting stronger. I can show you the proof. You're losing body fat. I can show you the proof. Oh, you didn't lose body fat. You didn't lose weight in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's not a big deal. You're getting stronger, right? You've been consistent. That's a win, right? They show you your wins, right? Right. And they hone in on that to get you to that next level.
That's what good coaches do, man. There's a lot to good coaches, man. They adjust styles. They adjust based on your human behavior. Right. They adjust based on your performance, based on your own personal issues you're going through on a daily basis. Even intra-set, even within each set of exercise, they'll change what they're doing based on what they see. It's not just like, oh, we'll do these 10 reps, then we'll do these 10 reps, and then let's just finish that. You know, no, it's so much more than that. And that's why when you come into this gym, you're going to get that kind of service. You're going to get great service. We're going to adjust. We're going to measure you. We're going to show you your progress. We're going to be in your ear. We're going to text you. And that is what creates those lifelong results. And then you're addicted and you realize, you know what? This is the right place. This is the right place for me. I love hearing when somebody says, just look at our Yelp reviews, like, oh, I've been to this gym, but this gym is different. Fitness Forward is different. I love hearing that. That's why I do it. I love getting text messages from people saying, I love what you've done for me. Like that makes me so grateful. That's why I'm a coach.
Mm-hmm. That gives me that fulfillment. It makes me feel fulfilled. And it also makes me want to learn more to become a better coach, right?
Seriously,
it makes me want to go that extra mile, because I mean, straight up with what you know now, John, and what I know, it's like I could probably not pick up another book about training and be fine with what I'm doing. But because of the messages I get about, you helped me with this, I overcame this because of that, I was in a lull because of what you said, I got out of it and I'm doing this now. That makes me want to learn more about training. It makes me want to learn more about human behavior and how to motivate people. It makes me want to better myself so I could be a better coach for my people, right? But it comes full circle. Like I'm coaching my clients, but I'm also learning from my clients at the same time. And it keeps me motivated when I hear those kind of things.
Right. 100%, man. That's what it's about. Good coaches always grow and they always learn. And that's why I'm grateful for you, Josh. Like Josh comes in, he's reading books. He's always learning about new things. Like, hey, let's try this out on our class. Yeah, let's do it. You know, I love that. Like great coaches learn every day. Great coaches grow about programming, about human behavior, about understanding that it's a lot more than just the 5%, which is the workout. It's like 5 to 10%. That's what it is putting through somebody through a workout. That's what training is. The other 95% is all the other stuff. And that's what great coaches have to realize. And that's why, Josh, you're a great coach. I hope I'm a great coach to you guys. I love being in your lives, and you know, I'm grateful to be here and this opportunity to have this platform to coach you guys and kick some butt. So thank you guys. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you for listening. You know, we've got 7 days, right? You've got Zoom classes Monday through Saturday. You've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday in-person classes. Those sessions have been amazing outdoors. Starting to incorporate a little bit of indoor sessions also, right? We've got podcasts every single Saturday, workouts on Saturday, and then we have Sunday Run Club. So you've got 7 days a week where you can get into something to get you just a little bit better, right? Maybe you missed one of the workouts, but you hop in on the podcast on Saturdays, you get a little bit better. Maybe you missed a workout, but you're showing up to Run Club. But we are in the business of getting you better here at Fitness Forward, right?
Right. That's right. Great job today, guys. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week for J Talk.
Peace.